Oh.
We are live, darling. So now we're getting vision, see? And we're actually seeing the magic work. The penicillin gets it goes deep in the crevices and in the bone, but especially in the crevices of the bone. Let's see how. Okay. Now I want to do sweetheart, would you give me I want to do one.
You didn't plug in the mic thing.
Thank you very much. Now, which one do we want to do? That was a groovy tune, man. I was getting into it. So that would be like a what? Okay. All right. September. I see something. I see something. Ooh, do I see something? I'm gonna try this thing. Really, man, I thought, gee, man, you could do better. You know, I used to do it this way. But I'm gonna try some new things, and that's where I learned how to sing a little bit, maybe. By the way, to my audience, it's turning out to really be a wonderful audience. I mean, really. I really have a spectacular audience. I wouldn't want it any other way. And for me, I'm glad I didn't get money involved. Because I'd be obsessing on, things. And really, it's like, that's all it is an obsession. But it gives people something for people to do otherwise. But for me, I like to do others. Yeah, man. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm starting to see things, as far as how to survive. But we'll talk about that later. Man, there's so much good poetry here. It's like this idea that I have right here is this kind of like, because I was just simply learning the chords. And I didn't. I'm starting to learn to play the piano now. There's so much to learn, but I'm having fun just creating things. But how to get the right groove out of these poems is important to me. Some love with lots of reservation. Some love and suffer privation. Some love with fear and trepidation. Some love with much hesitation. Some love with no true inclination. Some love with not much hesitation. Some love with equalization. Some love to build an impression. Some love. Some love just for aggravation. Some love without imagination. Some love with no qualification. Some love is just a tricky machination. Some love seeks no supplication. Some love with rigid limitation. Some love is all. fascination. Some love is like a movie star on location. Some love is our imagination. Some love is a song imitation. Some love is like an immunization. Some love is like a vaccination. My love for you has no obligation. It's far bigger by far than any nation. How was that, sweetie?
Good. I hadn't heard you do that one in a while.
I like the part about some love is like an immunization. Some love is like a vaccination. My love for you has no big Asian. Oh. Mm. Let me say that again. My love for you has no big Asian. Risa? Not now, please.
He's out there asking.
We'll go through him one. Well, go ahead.
It's fine.
But these are very interesting from, what this guy went through. You know? And, I'm talking, someone that takes you back. To September 13, 1918, when this guy was born or put on the earth. And so it's interesting what these old guys really have to say, you know what I'm saying? Some of these old guys were pretty smart. And they were really experienced in a lot of ways that we're not experienced. Excuse me. So now, what did these guys really have to say? Because, in the bottom line, let's just say some love verse 10, some love verse 11 is very interesting to me. Now, and that's because you got to understand this guy was like he was one hell of a warrior and World War II battler. And man, I'm telling you, those guys were some badass boys, and they kicked some ass. They really did. They didn't have no easy ride, man, and that's where you actually, hell, some of them shells, man, 300 pounds they threw all day. You know what I'm saying? In their arms to defeat these big cannons and stuff. When the action was on, you know, everything else breaks down. You got to keep the cannon going. Well, you know, so everybody carries this shell because they don't want to overheat the freaking cannon, stuff like that. And those were the days I'm talking about that this guy grew up. And then here he's saying, you know, some love. Isn't that interesting? Some love. Well, there's a lot of ways of having some love. You could say some love this way, some love that way, some love upside down. You get the idea. All right, some love. And isn't it interesting the way they love? Or is that the only meaning for some love? Well, some love could be taken a little differently. And I don't necessarily mean literally. I just mean differently. Because in our thoughts, that's where differently exists. Okay, well now what does some love really mean? So what's this old boy saying to us? So there's some love you may not want to fully trust. Is that what he's saying? Or, I mean, there could be a lot of different ways of looking at some love. Just the basic, you know, two words, some love. Well, but, you know, I think that there's a lot of ways of looking at things. And even just a simple word, you know, 2 words. So that became interesting to me. And I wanted to present that. Why would this guy be writing about some love? Would he write about some love this way, some love that way? Oh, it's so wonderful. No, he ain't gonna write about that. He's gonna write about some love. Okay, well, you know, after went out on a date and you really got treated like, I mean, really like shit. And then you turn around and you say, well, some love. Well, yeah, right. Some love. That's some goddamn love, all right. That ain't no way to treat someone. Maybe that's another way of looking at the 2 words, some love. All right. And now the words start to make sense. And a pretty damn good description of those words too. And of that, you know, that expression. Some love. Well, you know, it's like this guy's, if that's what love's about, then what the hell is some love? Okay, well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. And so he described this some love as in, well, that ain't no way to love someone. Okay, well, now, the last two verses, 10 and 11. Some love. As you know, someone complaining, I think it'd be more like a complaint. Yeah. Some love is like an immunization. What does that mean? And some love is like a vaccination. Uh-oh. for you, my love for you has no big Asian or Ation. Ation. An ation. That probably is a metal. An ation, that's some kind of freaking yeah, I could find the bottom of that one. Because I definitely in the world of physics, I know what an ation can be. It can be created. Okay. It's bigger by far than any nation. Some love. Well, no, he wasn't experiencing it, but he was seeing it and telling us about it. Because this is what we're going to go through. But he did it in the words of love. Now, that's badass. That is totally in the, in the theater of badass. Because you would put that in the category badass historical poetry. Please. What? Sweetie, would you come and look at this a minute?
Okay, I guess.
See, I see his belly's dropping.
Yeah?
But it means that stuff is dropping down where it's supposed to be. Down there.
Yeah.
Not all sucked up on his side.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this, darling. Okay, now here is what I'm thinking. You can view it from there, but I want you to see it. That way you can stay in tune with my conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Because these are starting to become very in depth of your father's poetry.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to, enjoy this with me.
I'm listening.
But I want you to see this right here. If you stand right there, you can see it. Okay, see, look at there. Okay, no. Oh. Because I don't think I'm wanting to rush through this stuff, because what I'm starting to see is in his work. Okay, here, if you stand, can you read that right there, that page?
No.
Well, I just want you to view it. That's all I want you to be able to do is to see that. Do you see it?
I see the general outline of it.
Okay,
I can't read it.
okay, some love. And then you come over here to the next page. How long will I love you? Now, those are two different descriptions of love.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very different. This is a totally different description of love. And a very good one. And it might have some really good stuff in it. What I mean is, there's a lot in that poem. How long will I love you? Question mark. Two different universes of love.
Mm-hmm.
Two different theaters
Mm-hmm.
that he was able to describe for us today. Or, I mean, in his work.
Yeah.
But I was able to see that. And I could only see that because of my transition of music to poetry. You know, I have to see certain things
Mm-hmm.
and not see others. Because, I'm creating a theater,
Mm.
right? That's my job.
Yeah.
In this, let's call it a play. Because really what it is a play.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to improve the and make it more cool, Like groove it out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then maybe pull this drape a little bit because that sunlight's really, really getting strong over there.
Yeah.
No, he was chewed up, man. A big dog got a hold of him and really did a job on him when he was just a little bitty boy. All right, now to coolify it out, because I can't do a lot of rotation stuff and everything. Man, that really blurred it out or something. I need to, how about this? Check this out. Yeah, that grooves it out, man.
Okay. What's going on?
Please do. I don't know, man. I can't do that. That's a special song. I can't do that. I at least have to listen to that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna put that off, man. Here's my own version. just a pin. It's been said by many to be mightier than the swords of the day. Fools and heroes die in the sea every day. The waters took my heart to the bottom of the waters. I have to say that I love you. First written as a poem, years later sung as a song. I love you. Yeah, how was that, sweetheart?
Was that some rock?
Yeah,
I thought so.
he's doing a really good job. He's turning into that and eating. Okay, let's see. Don't see him in a while. That fly. The mule boy. Good corn bone was our daily bread. The mule boy. I don't know if these are different days. Man, I had something going and then something happened, man. I wasn't able to finish it or even get started. It's like I was sidetracked. Hey, no, we need some air in here, girl. Go on now. Man, we gotta get our better setup in here.
That's good.
What's that?
There's more air for you.
For all of us. The mule boy. Corn pone was our daily bread in my youth on the farm. Feed for chickens and livestock too. The crib down by the barn. We grew our own corn in the fields. From springtime into fall, hand pulled and hauled it load by load with shucks and cobs and all. Somebody must fix up the corn and take it to the mill to shuck and shell a big bushel for a big sack to fill. That dusty, tiresome chore was mine when I grew up to size. 'Twas shucking corn and chasing rats with dust in my nose and eyes. With dust in my nose and dust in my nose and eyes. The old Blackhawk, hand-turned sheller, it did the job quite well. So when I had the box near full, then I could rest a spell. With corn sacked up and on the mule, and then I'd climb up too. We were off to the old grist mill. 10 barebacked miles to do. 10 barebacked miles to do. The roads were bad, rough and muddy. Those long miles on the ride. The mule was skinny, rough on me. The worst on my backside. Then at the mill, I had to wait in line to take my turn to get the corn ground into meal. Was then my main concern. The miller took his standard toll, 1/8 of my whole sack. The millstones hummed and ground the corn. Then soon on my way back. Then for a week or two at most, we'd have fine bread to eat. Back to the old corn crib again. The whole job to repeat. The mill boy! thank you very much for being a wonderful audience tonight or this afternoon. But I'm gonna eat something, and I'll see you next time. That was the mill boy. And I'm looking. There's nothing smart to say about that.
I didn't know there was anything smart to say about it.
Well, what is this, 2021?
Yeah.
Oh, my audience is completely with education. Okay, now. I mean, completely very educated audience as well. But I mean, highly intelligent. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Mhm.